Standing Your Ground, the debate over whether the controversial law should stay on the books.
Number 9, after spending 6 years in prison, John McNeil is now a free man this evening. In 2005, Cobb County Police said that McNeil acted in self-defense when he shot and killed Brian Epp at his Kennesaw home. But McNeil was tried and found guilty of murder. The NAACP says that the charges were pursued because of race. But now he is a free man after pleading guilty to lesser charges. It might not have happened, though, if a judge had not ruled that McNeil deserved a new trial because his attorney failed to tell jurors about Georgia's Stand Your Ground law. It is the controversial law that allows for acquittal of murder if someone kills in defense of their own life or their home. Here with me now, joined by John Monroe from the organization Georgia Carry and Erica Thomas from Speak Out Loud. So thank you both for being here to debate this issue. First, John, I'm going to start with you. Why have a Stand Your Ground law?
Well, the McNeil case isn't really so much about the Stand Your Ground law as it is about immunity. Under Georgia law, a person who uses deadly force to protect himself, another, or his habitation is immune from prosecution. And what should have happened in his original trial, before there was a trial, is a motion for immunity, which never happened. And in that case, then the judge rules whether or not the person is immune, and you never even go to trial.
But overall, Stand Your Ground, you are a big supporter of that. Tell us why. Absolutely.
It's been the law of the land here and in England before the United States for hundreds of years. It was created in the time of King Henry VIII. It's the common law both in England and in the United States, and it's the law in virtually every state in the Union.
All right, and so Erica, tell us why it's not a good idea.
Well, like he said, you know, it was created years and years ago, hundreds of years ago, when black people were still in slavery. And I feel like it is not in our favor. You know, this law has disappointed us time and time again. You know, when you have a case like John McNeil, when someone comes onto his property and shoots at one shot at him and is murder. And then you have a case with Lona Scott back in 2010, a woman of Dunwoody, where shot her husband 6 times, and she's standing your ground. You know, after one time, okay, after 2 times, you know, after he was down on the ground, she shot and killed him.
You say it's being applied unfairly across the country. I want to play a soundbite from the NAACP. Listen.
He pled to a lesser charge, but the criminal justice system in Georgia and in America still remains guilty of the greater charge.
Stand Your Ground has been highly controversial in this case, and of course it plays a big role in the murder of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in Florida last year. So if it is indeed being applied unfairly, would you agree with that, John, first of all? Yes or no?
That it's applied unfairly?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what you mean by applying it. I mean, it certainly is the case that
well, when you listen to what Erica just said, well, that's what I mean by applying it.
There are anecdotal evidence that it's applied unfairly, just as many other laws are applied unfairly. But that doesn't mean throw the law out. That means apply it fairly.
So are there ways, Erica, I'll start with you, and I'm going to let John have the last word. Are there ways to change the law so that it can still be effective in allowing people to protect themselves and their property and their homes, and it be applied fairly?
Well, I do feel that there are ways to do that, but time and time again, we have seen where, you know, this law has been going on and it hasn't been applied fairly. So, you know, when we say that we want to try and apply it fairly, it scares me to think that we can do something that we have been trying and trying and trying again to do, and it has not been working.
So are you suggesting that we do away with this law altogether?
I do suggest that. I think that this law promotes fear, and when people are feared, they don't act in the right way, you know, and it's just like vigilante justice. You know, when you take upon yourself to uphold the law, when you're not trained to have a gun, you're not trained to do the things that the police are supposed to do. It promotes vigilante justice, and that's something that we don't want.
All right, John, again, the last word, your response.
I think it's ludicrous to suggest that people shouldn't be able to use whatever means necessary to defend themselves, their homes, their property, and their loved ones.
All right, John Monroe and Erica Thomas, again, thank you both for being here. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.